Some stars are discovered, others are forged. Sophie Turner didn't just enter Hollywood. She was thrown into its furnace at 13, in front of millions, on one of the most watched shows in television history. She grew up in the glare of a spotlight so hot it could burn careers to ash. And somehow, she didn't just survive it. She sharpened herself in it. From the halls of Winterfell to the stages of Comic-Con, from blockbuster sets to indie thrillers, she's played queens, warriors, and women the world could not ignore. Off-screen, she's navigated the chaos of fame, marriage, motherhood, and one of the most public divorces in recent memory, all while holding on to the two things Hollywood can't manufacture: authenticity and self-respect. She's not just another Game of Thrones alum. She's a cultural figure, a voice for her generation, and a strategist in an industry that eats its young. This is the untold story of Sophie Turner, the girl who became a queen, the queen who became a force, and the force who's only just begun to write her reign. From Northampton to the throne of Westeros, Sophie Belinda Turner was born in Northampton, England, in 1996, and raised in the small town of Chesterton. Her early life was more countryside than cameras, an ordinary childhood with friends, school plays, and a close-knit family. Acting wasn't a family business. It was a passion that took root early, nurtured by school drama productions and a local theater group. Then came 2009. 13 years old. No Hollywood connections. No media training. Just raw talent and an audition tape for a then-unknown fantasy series called Game of Thrones. She landed the role of Sansa Stark. The show would run for nearly a decade. Sophie would grow up alongside her character, both learning to survive. In a world full of politics, betrayal, and high stakes, the art of growing up on screen, from Season 1's naive princess to Season 8's hardened queen in the North, Sophie delivered a transformation that felt lived in because, in many ways it was. She learned to act under pressure, not just from the production, but from millions of viewers watching her grow from a child into a woman in real time. The role earned her Emmy nominations, critical praise, and the kind of fan loyalty most actors only dream about. Offset, Sophie used her platform to speak openly about mental health, body image, and the pressures of growing up in the public eye, becoming a voice for young women navigating similar battles. Beyond Westeros, building a diverse resume. When Game of Thrones wrapped in 2019, Sophie could have taken the easy route, leaning on her Sansa fame. She didn't. She stepped into blockbuster territory with X-Men, Apocalypse, and Dark Phoenix, taking on the mantle of Jean Grey, a role that tested her range and global star power. She also dove into indie projects, voice acting, and streaming thrillers like Survive and Do Revenge. Every choice made one thing clear: Sophie Turner was not going to be defined by one role, one genre, or one era. The lifestyle of a reluctant celebrity. Sophie Turner has the fame, the fortune, and the fan base, but unlike many of her Hollywood peers, she doesn't chase constant exposure. Her estimated net worth? Around $10 million. Her homes have spanned from a luxury LA property to a chic London base, and later, a family house in Miami during her marriage to pop star Joe Jonas. She's not a red carpet addict. She appears when it matters, retreats when it doesn't. Her downtime is about friends, family, and a well-documented love for British pubs, candid social media moments, and life away from the noise. Wealth, luxury, and the life Sophie Turner built. Sophie Turner isn't just rich in fame. Her success has translated into serious wealth. With an estimated net worth hovering around $10 million, she's joined the rare class of actors who can live anywhere, buy anything, and still pick work based on passion instead of paychecks. Much of that fortune came from her near-decade run on Game of Thrones, where later seasons reportedly paid her $175,000 per episode. Add in blockbuster paydays from the X-Men films, brand endorsements with fashion houses like Louis Vuitton, beauty campaigns with Wella Hair, and streaming projects, and you've got a career that's as financially strategic as it is artistic. Her real estate portfolio has been as headline-worthy as her acting. In Los Angeles, she and Joe Jonas owned a $14.1 million modern estate, 6 bedrooms, 9 baths, a wine cellar, gym, pool, and lush landscaping. Before that, they lived in a chic $6.5 million Encino mansion with panoramic views. In Miami, they purchased an $11 million waterfront home with floor-to-ceiling glass walls and a private dock, later selling it for a profit. Beyond property, Sophie has a taste for high fashion, often spotted in custom Louis Vuitton, Valentino, and Alexander McQueen. Her accessories game is equally strong, from designer handbags to statement jewelry worth thousands. But here's the twist: she's not an over-the-top spender. Her social media isn't flooded with constant flaunting. She balances red carpet glam with pub nights in England, dog walks in New York, and cozy streetwear looks that fans can actually afford. Sophie Turner's wealth isn't just in her bank account. It's in her ability to choose her life. The roles she takes, the causes she supports, and the privacy she fiercely protects. Love, marriage, and the public divorce. In 2016, Sophie began dating Joe Jonas. By 2019, they were married in not one, but two ceremonies, a surprise Vegas wedding followed by a lavish French celebration. They welcomed two daughters. On the outside, it looked like a perfect Hollywood meets pop star love story. But in 2023, the fairy tale cracked. Joe Jonas filed for divorce, citing an irretrievably broken marriage. What followed was a media frenzy, anonymous sources painting conflicting pictures, custody disputes spanning continents, and fans taking sides in real time. Sophie fired back legally, seeking to have her daughters live in England, and addressing the toll of public scrutiny. To some, she became a symbol of resilience, a mother fighting for her kids and her privacy. To others, the saga was messy, a cautionary tale of celebrity marriages under the microscope. The Sophie Turner brand: humor, honesty, and no filters. Where many stars hide behind PR gloss, Sophie leans into being real. Her social media presence isn't all posed perfection. It's unfiltered humor, self-deprecation, and sharp wit. She's trolled paparazzi, roasted herself in interviews, and used Instagram Live to casually drop career updates while eating cereal. That authenticity has made her a favorite with brands like Louis Vuitton and Wella Hair, but always on her terms. Using her voice, on and off screen, Sophie has been vocal about mental health, revealing her own struggles with depression and anxiety, and crediting therapy with helping her heal. She's also been outspoken on women's rights, LGBTQ+ support, and calling out unrealistic beauty standards in Hollywood. She doesn't chase controversy, but when she believes in something, she's unafraid to speak up. In 2020, she openly supported the Black Lives Matter movement. In 2022, she joined conversations on abortion rights in the US, urging fans to vote. Crafting longevity in a fast-moving industry. In Hollywood, fame is a sprint. Longevity is a marathon. And Sophie Turner is running the long game. Post-divorce, she's entering what many call her second act, but it's not just a comeback. It's a recalibration. No longer the teenage ingenue who grew up on the sets of Game of Thrones. She's now a seasoned performer who knows exactly what she brings to the table and what she'll never settle for. Her upcoming slate reflects that shift. She's set to appear in both prestige dramas that showcase her emotional depth and high-octane thrillers that tap into her commanding screen presence. She's not chasing every offer that comes her way. She's curating a career, piece by piece, like a chess master thinking 3 moves ahead. And Sophie isn't just acting anymore. She's producing. That move gives her creative control, the power to shape narratives from the ground up, to champion stories that matter to her, and to ensure the characters she plays aren't just compelling, but authentic. It's a deliberate strategy. Work selectively, because oversaturation kills mystique. Diversify roles, from fantasy to sci-fi to intimate dramas, keeping audiences guessing. Build creative control, so the industry bends toward her vision, not the other way around. In an era where stars burn bright and vanish fast, Sophie Turner is proving she's here for the long haul. She's not just surviving Hollywood's churn. She's learning how to outlast it, on her own terms. Awards, recognition, and influence. While she hasn't stacked the statues like some peers, Sophie's nominations and critical praise reflect an actress respected by her industry. Her influence goes beyond film sets, She's become a pop culture figure, a style icon, and a voice for a generation navigating adulthood in the digital age. What we can learn from Sophie Turner, her career, and life. Prove a few key truths. Don't let your breakout role be your only role. Use your voice for more than self-promotion. Protect your private life, even when the world wants to own it. Reinvention isn't a comeback, it's a strategy. Legacy in the making. Sophie Turner's story isn't finished. In fact, she might just be getting started. From a teenage girl in a medieval fantasy to a modern woman redefining her career on her own terms, she's already proven she can survive the storm and still stand tall. She's not chasing the crown anymore. She's building her own kingdom. Asterisk, Sophie Turner's story isn't finished. In fact, she might just be getting started. From a teenage girl in a medieval fantasy to a modern woman redefining her career on her own terms, she's already proven she can survive the storm and still stand tall. She's not chasing the crown anymore. She's building her own kingdom. And if you've enjoyed this journey through her reign, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more stories like this.